Is working? It says I'm connected. Let's see. What's up, YouTube? Yep. Alrighty. So I think I'm gonna do this. I might do this actually. Oops. I'm just setting up stuff. I'm not really sure what I want to talk about today, to be completely fair. Let's go ahead and get rid of that. I came on here wanting to talk about like where ideas come from and something like that, but at this moment I'm kind of just vibing out, you know. I thought I should just go live anyways and see where people are, you know, coming from, see if they really swing through on YouTube eventually. Turn my volume down a little so I don't hurt people's ears on the headphones. Um, but honestly, I think this is cool. I never really tried streaming on YouTube to talk about something, so yeah, I'm enjoying this so far. I'm just using like OBS and stuff. I really have taken the time to just kind of get into everything, you know, not just sit around doing nothing and making music. You know, I want to get into all aspects of what I'm doing, and that's, you know, maybe the idea of, you know, doing something like this spreads off into other ideas, and that's what's happening. But I guess that's just where I'll get into, you know, ideas and how their nature seems to flow like water or like a river or something. When one idea is really big, all of the other things just start pouring into it, you know. All of the other rivers start pouring into it. You know, you try to make everything work out for it. And, you know, sometimes you gotta go underground, if that makes sense. I think it's really crazy, you know, being in America, knowing that, yeah, we're free and we're safe, but we have so much choice that we struggle to even choose, like a life purpose, say, you know, for example. And, you know, it's not our fault. It's like, it's only because we have to do certain things like pay bills and fucking live in a society where things are literally set up to play a game. You know, we're all participating in a fucking big, somebody else's big idea, somebody else's big ocean. And we're just the rivers for that. And nobody thinks, like, not, I shouldn't say nobody thinks, that's very pessimistic, and that's not true. Like, just daily, you know, there's many people who don't wake up to the fact that there's gonna be more for them after this shit. Like, you don't have to, you know, give your body to the metaverse. Mark Zuckerberg looking ass. Like, you don't have to give up your freedoms either, you know, the dream that you had, even if, you know, life is telling you not to. And that's the thing, like, big ideas, everything will pour into them. So you really have to just step out of the way of, you know, your river, you know, one river that's leading to an ocean. Because, you know, you block up one, you start blocking out the rest, and then you have no water for your own habitat, your own being. And I've said in the live stream before, I don't know if anybody who fucking is going to watch this or has watched this so far is, you know, that caught up in what I say, but I tend to see water as like emotions. So when I say stuff like the ocean or like rivers or something like that, just think of it as your emotional well-being, if that like makes it easier. Like, we give our monetary lives to somebody else's emotional well-being, like just so they can feel good about having a little more money in their pocket. Like, we work at fucking fast food restaurants. That's such a big one. Like, young people are always caught in the fast food chain cycle. Like, if you work one fast food job, you're just pushed along to the next type shit. Like, you don't really get any experience there other than customer service, and that's such a difficult fucking thing to break out of. It's incredible. It's actually fucking incredible because it almost makes us have to depend on other people in the city to live in a city. And it's like, why? And I'll tell you why. Because it makes it easier to kill off the dreams that you had. That's something I'm learning, like patience and being patient with the fact that every stream I get isn't gonna have 1,000 fucking viewers or even one, you know. And it's like that's okay. Like at the end of the day, there's many artists through time before the internet, before this magical goddamn thing where I can just get on here and record what I'm saying and show it to people like who I never will meet. Like before this, people would go completely undiscovered until they died. Like, and I've seen somewhere somebody I don't remember really who it was a rapper say something like, "You leave something behind in this world on this earth," and that's a really fucking huge idea. For your own emotional well-being, for your own spirit, for your own body. Let people remember you. And I'm just ranting at this point, but I think they're all rivers. I think everything I say when I get into modes like this, they're all rivers, and they contribute to a bigger idea. And usually, if I stop, I don't get there. So I'm just gonna keep going until I get there, and usually it works. Because I guess that's just the way my brain works. I just talk and talk and talk, and it works. But yeah, I really think that ideas work like rivers and oceans. Because me seeing for myself, like I'm saying all this stuff about don't let your dreams die, we're not meant to live in this fucking city world, stuff like that. Like just to say that I have been going through these challenges myself, type of thing, and like the things that I'm having to learn are such basic principles as patience and just being, resistant to stress or things like that, and it's something you never realize is fucking difficult, like especially when you're not doing it for yourself. And oftentimes it makes you think like I need to give more of me, or I need to do something to basically make the freaking patience work in you. Like, and it's really never true. And I really just find it's as simple as letting it go, just absolutely letting it go, and even laughing it off if you have to. Just the fact that oh, didn't get this song to 1,000 streams type shit. Like maybe the next one will. Maybe I should do something different, and just reworking every angle, every possible situation. And like some things that have helped me get there is just playing chess and like taking care of my daughter and just living life as a fucking person, trying to get better as a person. And really, that's all it takes. Ideas, biggest and most important idea. The idea of all ideas is just to be better than the last idea. And it's like that's what we're doing as people, and that's what I've been trying to do as a dad, as a rapper, as a boyfriend, as a brother, as a son, all of these things, and it's all wrapped up in one. As a person, as me, I sometimes I forget about myself. You can tell that, and that's another thing. Like you often think, I need to give more, so I need to stop, in order to give more, and it's like, duh, you know, I've been thinking like, what good does it come? I just become defeated. I become like everybody else who's just talk on the bleachers, and I don't know how fucking long I want, that to be my life. But right now, that's what it feels like. I feel like I'm a bleacher guy, just sitting up in the crowd. And it's not because, I'm not blaming my daughter or I'm not blaming my own lack of time, It's just, or a lack of opportunity, I should say, not lack of time. It's just like, It's incredible. That's why I said earlier, like a resistant to stress, because you never really understand how much it takes a toll on you. Like I'm tired just being up. Like I could stay up for fucking 3 days in a row if I really push myself. But right now I'm really at the point of exhaustion, and I don't really often hit exhaustion. So it's like that'll make you think, damn, I need to stop something in my routine. I need to change things up again in another way, and that's important because you should listen to that. But not overstress yourself. But like again, the big picture. The big ocean at the end, your emotional well-being. The thing that you're gonna carry after you die. Like that's not gonna stop. So why would I stop doing something that I feel I should be doing on this earth just because I don't have time? If that makes sense at all. I always say that when I get lost in conversation to myself. But I really do think it's important that I do these things because when I did them at first, about like a year or 2 years ago, I felt I connected more with the people who were listening to my music in some kind of way, in a way that's more, here's my life experiences, here's the work that I'm going through, take what you will, and they often respond in good ways. But I noticed like the more I tried to direct them, the less responsive they were. And so that's what this is really, just to be less direct and more broad and more, you know, big picture instead. I'm really just trying to get out of the details at this point. I don't care how, it comes, is what I'm trying to say, mostly. I guess. But I think that might be it for this. Truly. I'll post this up on my YouTube and stuff, do that thing. But yeah, this is kind of like a note, just a video note that I'll eventually come back to and that people will see in the future or even in a few moments, which always kind of happens. But yeah, I really do think timing's important. Sometimes I'm just called to do stuff like this and I don't really understand why. And this was one of the times. So yeah, I'm out. Let's end it there. My back hurts.